What's happening? This is the TapN podcast. We are live inside the TapN studio. I got a special guest in the building, man. This has been a long, long time coming. At least a year long.
It really has. It's been a while.
Miss TaylorVon's, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So glad for you to tap in with us. I'm so happy that you were able to make it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We had to.
I love that for me.
Yeah. Man, so we have been talking like off camera, and I did not know you was from Ohio.
I am.
Youngstown to be exact.
Youngstown to be exact.
Okay. And like you moved from Youngstown straight to Dallas
Straight to Dallas.
What brought you to Dallas?
Well, honestly, heartbreak. And I just needed to get away and kind of get myself together. And my mom was here. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go to Dallas and I need a new scene, new life.
Okay.
So I came and made it happen.
Okay. I would think with your talent, you would go straight to either LA or New York or something or.
No. I've actually never been to California.
Why?
I don't know. I just never had a desire to go.
Really?
Yeah.
To see what the music scene is or nothing?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm. But there is a pizza place that's in California that I said that I would go.
Where? You going there for the food?
I was going to go for food. But I kind of feel like, I love the beach. But I kind of get that fix whenever I'm in Jamaica. So it's like I go there often. So I'm
okay.
I never really felt the need to Florida either. Well, I mean, I've gone to Florida, but I haven't been to Miami, and I think that's a thing that or a place that everybody goes.
Okay. Because I know it's like a lot of talented people in Texas, and my mind is, I guess it's a new day where you don't need to go to LA or need to go. But I always think like that's where the scene is. It should be more people moving from Texas to go over there. They got talent. If you got talent, you know what I mean? Yeah. To go there and pursue music. I hate what I hear about the music business. So that's why I maybe understand why people be like, that music business is
it's different, and it's really hard for women specifically. I think it's a lot easier for men to maneuver through the industry than it is for women. I think it's hard. Absolutely.
Hard in which way? In trying to get next to the execs, or trying to get a deal signed, or
all of it?
Really?
All of it. I think even down to who you work with, producer wise. I think women are more sexualized, and it makes it a lot harder to do business with men. As long as you are grounded and you're solid and you're not trying to, use that to move around, it's gonna take you a lot longer than somebody who, is more open to doing those things. Stuff,
yes.
To
going
get to where you
Diddy
need to
parties. If you down to go to a Diddy party, they can get on quicker.
You might can get somewhere a little faster than somebody who's like, we're gonna keep it business.
Yeah. So how long have you been singing?
I've been singing my entire life.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't been singing professionally for that long, but I grew up in church, so that's where it started, and I fell in love with music then, and I didn't really, not to say I didn't think I could sing, but I felt like there were a lot of people who could sing. So I was like, well, what makes me different? And I kind of had to find my voice. And once I found my voice, it was a lot easier for me to take a chance on myself, to be like, you know what, I am different. I could do that. Let me try to do this. And then, I just kind of found my lane and stayed in there. But professionally, I've been singing since, I want to say like 2020 was when I dropped my first professional recording.
Okay. How was that feeling, like, to give your art to the world and just like
because I'm sensitive about my stuff.
Yeah. What's that feeling like when you finish it and now you're presenting it to everybody?
You know what? It felt really good. It felt really good. I felt complete in a sense because it was a goal for myself. I wanted to step out from just, being in the shadows and writing, and I wanted to showcase myself. I'm like, let me see what I can do. And then I did it, and then the response that I got from people it blew my mind. I was like, y'all rocking with me? Okay, I might have a little something to say then. Okay.
Yeah,
and then it gave me that boost that I needed to keep going.
Okay. What's your creative process? Are you one of those sit in a room by yourself? Do you have to go through like a heartbreak, like a Mary J. Blige to start writing stuff, or you just need to hear kind of like a beat or a melody? What's the creative process?
So for me, I don't have like a set process because I can be inspired by a lot of different things. Like it could be my own situation. It could be somebody close to me, their situation. I could hear something or hear a beat, and I'm like, I could vibe to that. Or, I can be inspired by different ways. So I don't have like a set process, but I know when I get in my bag, like when I'm really on 10, I'm by myself or I'm in some sort of creative space, and I'm like, let's loop the instrumental, and then I'll just get to going.
Do you have to be in the studio to write, or can you be writing at the house? Or
I'll write at a stoplight.
really?
If I feel it, I will write at a stoplight. I'll be like, ooh, that was good. And I'll jot down something in my notes, or if I'm at the grocery store, I'll be like, ooh, all right. And then I'll put it in, and then I'll piece it together later. But when I feel it, I put it out.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fire. That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, it's just whenever I feel it, I put it out.
Dang. Man, if I knew how to sing, boy, people wouldn't be able to shut me up. Like
That's what everybody says.
I'm telling you.
I feel like everybody is a certified shower singer at least.
Yes.
Get your good acoustics, your good vocals while you're in the shower, get it out.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And the last record that you put out, Love Is Lane, what inspired that? What inspired that record? Another heartbreak?
It was definitely inspired by my last relationship.
Okay. So it's on all streaming platforms, right?
It's available on all digital streaming platforms.
Okay. So y'all, Taylor Von on all your streaming platforms, Love Is Lane. Is that just a single, or is that off a record, or is that a project, or what?
That is a single, but it will be on my project as well.
Okay.
So that was kind of like my intro to what I've been working on. And I'm like, I think for me, I just wanted to see the response because I hear the difference in myself from when I first started recording until now, and I want my sound to align with that. So I got good responses from that. So I'm like, okay, I just want to give y'all a sneak peek into, my project, when I drop it, you know what to look forward to. So.
Yeah. Do you prefer ballads or like kind of like up-tempo songs?
I love me a good ballad.
Yeah.
I do. But I have a mixture of both. I got some Afrobeat on there. I got some ballads. I got some up-tempo. I got a little bit of everything in there.
Okay. If there was an artist that's out right now, who would you kind of most compare yourself to? And it don't have to be one artist. You can combine a couple of different ones. What would be, say, you know what? This is who Taylor Von is. You put a little this, a little that.
Ooh, okay. In that aspect, especially for this project, I think writing-wise, I can definitely see a little bit of Summer Walker.
Okay.
Summer's pen is nice as well. I would say a little bit of Tiana Taylor. And even though she's not, actively making music anymore, she is somebody who I do listen to. I would say those two right now.
Tiana is dope.
Tiana
she
is fire.
She is so slept on.
Tiana is fire. I love her.
Man, her creativity just period. Whether it's from clothes, whether it's from directing, music videos, like her creativity is just super dope.
It is. And I think she's found her lane too, because now I think she does artist development.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's creative like that. Like she's the go-to girl right now. So she's still in her bag. I don't know why she said she's done singing, but
I don't think she ever got that like that full support from the public. You know what I mean?
That's what she said.
Or either, or even the push behind her, because she was signed to Kanye at one point. I think.
Yeah, she was. Her and Ye was working, but initially I thought she was with the Neptunes, or not the Neptunes, but she was working with Pharrell, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really know what happened with that, but
I remember a time when I was in LA, going to a club, seeing her come out of the club, walking across the street with a bunch of people, and everybody like, "Oh, that's Tiana." I'm like, "Who?" I was like, "Who?" I don't even know who.
Tiana is that girl.
Yeah,
she is that girl, and
This was to give you a time frame. This was around the same time Tiana was out, or she was bubbling, and what's the girl that sung "My Lip Gloss Is Popping"?
Lil Mama.
Lil Mama.
Yeah.
Lil Mama was the big thing at that point.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was in the dance era with like chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, so it was that long ago where I was like, I don't even know who was Tiana, and then I just start seeing her everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tiana is.
Are you that creative too?
I like to think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you put it in visual or just music?
Just music.
Okay.
I stay in that lane.
You need to open up your bag and get in that visual. 'Cause I'm telling you, the visuals is what's gonna draw people in to make that connection with you.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
You need a videographer? I know some people.
Yeah,
I
and
know
creative, but it's a job for everybody. You got
Yeah.
your videographers, you got your creative directors. Like, it's a lot that goes behind artistry.
It does.
So it's, I feel like, you could be good at it all, but you kind of want to master one at least.
Yes.
And I'm just in that mastering one. I think once I get this together, then I can probably branch off to other avenues. But I don't feel like I'm where I want to be just yet in my artistry.
Okay. What would making it be for you? What would that look like?
Like in music or like in life?
Let's do a 2-part then. Let's do music first, and then let's do life.
Music, for me, I think like receiving an ASCAP award would be.
And that's for writing, right? ASCAP is for writing. Okay.
Yeah, I think that would. When I get it, I'm gonna manifest that. When I receive my ASCAP award, at that point, I made it. I made it.
Okay.
And then in life, I'm a very simple girl. I want peace, and I want stability, and I want a home, and I want like to have the garage opener on my like the little sun visor thing. I want to click it down the street and come down and wave to my neighbors. Like, I feel like once I hit that point in my life, then I'm like, I can coast it out.
Well, you almost close then.
I know. I'm right there. God, like, you got a little bit more work to do.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm right there. I feel like I'm right there with both of them, though. If I'm being honest, because I write.
Okay.
So,
do you write for other artists too, or?
I do.
Okay.
I do, and it's actually so funny because I was recording one time, and I was done with my stuff, and my producer at the time, he was like, "Hey, I got something, I want you to listen to and see if you can write something." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So he put it on, and it was an Afrobeat song, and I was like, "Okay, loop it up." It took me maybe 20 minutes to write this out, and I said, "Okay, let's record it." So I thought that I was just making the reference track for the other person that they were having to, sing over the track. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, "Okay, let's, lay it out." He sends it over to the guy whose song it was. He calls back and was like, "Who is that? Who is she? I want her on there. Keep it just like this." I'm like, "Wait a minute. You just gonna kick the person off who you already had on there? Like, or wanted on there?" He just was like, no. He heard my sound, vibe with it, and was like, "Let's go." And that's how I even got featured on that track. Really? Yeah. And I was writing for somebody else, and they loved it and kept me on it, and I just thought it was a reference. So,
hey, listen, when you're in the studio, opportunity knocks.
It was right there.
Yeah.
It was right there, and I wasn't expecting it. So,
Was that the first person you did that for, or have you done it before?
No, I've done it before. That was the first one that kind of got swapped out. That was the first one that it was for somebody else, but then I ended up getting on there. That was the first time that had happened to me. But as far as like writing for other people, yeah.
Okay. Is that the process of getting the ASCAP where you just where it's like a top charting song? How do you get like a writer's award?
Well, once you have like your BMI like set up through the stuff, like it always asks you like writer's credits and like it asks you when you do like splits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime anything goes charted or whatever, anybody who's associated with that could get a Grammy or
really?
All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I never understood, like, and the people that's in the academy has to say, okay, this was a good written song, or what is that? Is there a vote to go?
That I'm not clear on
Okay.
that on that whole process. I'm not clear on it, but I know they gotta touch some folks first before it,
And you know what? It made me just think. I remember, and I hate to just bring this up, but in this whole Diddy thing, where the dude was like, he was gonna give old boy or the writer, he was gonna make him win a Grammy if he slobbed on his knob or do something.
Lord.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the industry stuff that we talk about, like the stuff that goes behind the scenes that you don't really see because that stuff is very much so real. Yeah. And people will. I'm not gonna say people will do anything, but there are some people who there's no limit to what they'll do to get to where they want to be. So if that means selling your soul, you know, on clearance, it might sell off the show.
Does that scare you as far as getting in the industry?
Not me, no.
Okay.
This is my thing when it comes to that. My story's already written. My steps are already ordered. So if it's for me, it's for me. And I'm not going to have to do things that are morally against what I believe. Like, I don't have to do any of that. If it's mine, it's mine. So I understand, work without faith, but I'm not working for it that way. I'm not going to go that route, but so it might take me a little longer. And that's okay. I'm okay. I'm patient with the process. But there are some people that ain't as patient.
Yeah.
They want it now.
Listen, I know. You say you never been to LA.
No, never been to LA.
And the thing is, here's and I haven't seen nothing wild or crazy. I think the wildest thing I ever seen in LA, we was at a pool party, it was at a hotel, and people was doing cocaine in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. I've seen that, right? That's something I seen with my own eyes, and I just walked into the little room, and I was like, oh shit, wrong room. And I had to get out. I've seen that, right? But I think with how it happens in LA or the music industry, any industry, right? How it happens is, hey, we like your song. Hey, we having a little get together. It's private. You go there and there's celebrities there. You know what I mean? They don't really just come like, hey, we want you to do this. No, it's a slow kind of like get you comfortable around the whole environment. And then people kind of slow roll you like, hey, try this. You know what I'm saying? And then if you be like, no, then you stop getting invites. You know what I mean? You stop getting invites to these little private little things.
I've heard stories.
You know what I mean? I think that's just how I think it works. It's not real blatant where people just like a drug commercial back in the day. You know what I mean? It's not like that.
Well, LA, I've heard some stories. I've had some friends, go out to chase their dream and, not have the outcome that they were expecting or thought was going to happen. It's different out there. And then I heard too that it's like hospitality, like, line like, you want some? Like, no, thank you for the hospitality, but no thank you. I might be all right. I don't really think a location is worse than the other or better than the other, because I feel like the same process that you would kind of get through in LA is the same one you would get through in Atlanta or New York, I guess, depending on where you're at.
Yeah. I think you would do good in Atlanta.
You think so?
I do.
I love Atlanta.
Yeah, I think you would do good in Atlanta. One, because it's all black folks working with black folks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the South is kind of where the music industry is right now. I think if you once you start going to major label situations, then LA.
You better speak that over me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Then LA is like, okay. But I think you've already dealt with all the small time kind of stuff. Major label stuff is for LA. Yeah. But I think Atlanta would do you good. You know what I mean?
Okay. Like that for me. I need all that. Let's manifest that. I need all of that. I'm here for it.
Do you have a certain producer that you just consistently work with, or you kind of like jump around and use different producers?
I use different ones, but I do have some that I use all the time.
Okay.
I don't want to say use because I'm like, we're a team for real. Yeah. But his name is David. He is actually the one that produced my very first single.
Okay.
And I've been rocking with him and Shabs. Shout out to both of them. I've been rocking with them since I started this whole.
Are they a team or is it just individual?
They're individual, but they know each other.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's a circle, and they kind of just welcome me in with open arms, and they just like David is actually the one that was like, no, let's get in the booth. Let's put you in the booth. And I'm like, all right, okay, let's try it. And then that's when I learned the difference in like recording versus, singing live, because they are two total different lanes. So those two people are the people that pushed me to even start recording. But I use them often. And then I have other producers that I use too. 1130, he's in Jersey. 1130 is just
dope.
He did Indecisive. But yeah, I have a few that I use, but those would be like my mainstream.
David Shabs and 1130. Okay. All right. And who produces, do all of them produce like all different kind of genres where they do ballads and they do kind of up-tempo, or do you go to one for?
Yeah. So Shabs and David, I kind of go to for like the Afrobeat and the R&B kind of fusion.
Okay.
I tend to lean on them. And then 1130 is the upbeat, the ballads, the R&B, the real rhythm and blues.
Okay.
So between both of them, I get what I need.
Okay. Do you work with rappers too?
Yeah. I've been featured on a few tracks. 300 was one. Dre Nix was another. I worked with. J. Al was another I worked with. I work with a few.
Okay.
I work with a few rappers.
I got two people in mind that I want to introduce you to. I don't know, you may even know them. Jason Lyric. You know Jason Lyric?
I don't know him personally, but I am a fan of his music. I am a fan. He's actually worked with one of my friends, Taylor Morgan. Yeah, I think, I'm pretty sure that Taylor was on the track with Jason. But yeah, I'm a fan of his music. He just dropped something I think called Friends, and it's
Yes,
fire.
Friends is dope. Yeah,
fire. He's a great artist.
Yeah, and Joseph.
Not familiar.
From Arlington.
Not familiar.
I'm gonna get you familiar with him.
Okay, definitely link me. I like that. Connect me.
Yeah. And I love both of their sounds, but more than that, they just both real cool, down to earth dudes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I love to hear rap and R&B on the same track.
I do too.
I love to hear kind of
I like
that.
the softness.
Yeah. I love to hear it. That's why I'm a Drake fan. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm a Drake fan.
They will never make me hate him.
Yeah, but even though Kendrick won, I'm still a Drake fan. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can say that because I love Kendrick too, but they will never make me hate Drake. I love Drake.
Yeah,
love him. I'm like, okay, enough off Drake. Like, off him, please.
Yeah. But I love to hear that combination. For some reason, I love the sound that I'm thinking about is that Mary J and Method Man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That the two on the same, like a hard but kind of got a melody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a fan of that as well. I think It just depends on the sound or that you're wanting for that specific single or for that track. Like if you like, you know what, I want a little softness to it. Let me add, this type of singer to it versus, a beat or an instrumental that might have that too. Like, So I guess it just depends on whatever the artist wants or what,
Yeah. Whatever the track calls for.
Whatever the track calls for. Because sometimes you don't, sometimes you don't need, a soft singer. Sometimes you need somebody a little harder. Like, it just depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah. I know you mentioned it earlier. What do you like doing most? Recording the album or performing live?
Okay. So my honest answer is I love recording.
Okay.
Because I can make as many mistakes as I pay for. So if I pay for a 3-hour session, I can make as many mistakes as I need to in that 3-hour session.
Yeah.
So, and then it gives me a chance to play it back, hear it. Okay, is it sounding like what I want it to feel like? Am I going that direction? I'm able to analyze it a lot better. When you live, it's go time. It's ain't no running back. Ain't no stop. Ain't no pause. You got to make it happen. So it's a lot of pressure that comes with singing live. But I do love the intimacy of singing live. And then for me, I like smaller spaces. Like I feel like I thrive in more intimate environments than like the huge stages. Now I can do the huge stages, but I think I still struggle with like kind of getting in my head and trying to get out of my head because I still get butterflies and get nervous before each show.
You care.
I do.
That's all that means. Butterfly and nervousness is good because now you have to go past those butterflies and perform. But that just means you care.
I do. I do. And I'm like, okay.
You want to do
good. My head just all you got to do is just start, Taylor. Just start. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Yeah. And then just kind of go from there too. And then so yeah, those are.
The person who introduced me to you said that same thing about, hey, I thought she was playing around, she was joking, and she didn't just sing. But when I seen her that, she was good. And I was like, oh, okay.
It takes. I'm getting better as I'm growing in my artistry, but I will kind of psych myself out or play it safe. Like sometimes I'll be a safe singer and I'm like, okay, especially if I'm not really showing the energy of the environment either. I'm like, all right, I know I can do this, so let me just stay there. But like when I really just like take the gloves off and just really get into it, that's when I know I'm my back and I feel like I thrive more in like smaller settings than like the big ones. I'm not really a I think there are some singers who can sing over the band. Right? Like when it's live and you can hear them crystal clear. They ain't missing a beat. They tone just perfect. Mm-hmm. And she's one of those people who can do that. She can sing. I mean, just the girl's talented. Mm-hmm. But then you have the me's where I'm like, y'all might have to turn it down a little bit. It's a little loud in my ear. But I guess, when you're on stage, you do have to kind of communicate with your band and tell them how you want it. Like, okay, let's play a little softer. I know I'm not that loud of a singer. So my projection isn't like, other singers. So my thing is like, okay, come on down and meet me here. And then I can go. Yeah. So it just kind of, finding your rhythm and finding what works for you, when you're live.
Live band is hard to perform with.
It is. It's fun. It's fun. It could be hard. I wouldn't even say hard. It has its challenges. But I think all in all, as long as you're doing what you love to do, I think all of us can say that when we get that mic, we're off to another space. Yeah. But I wouldn't consider it hard, at least not for me. Yeah. Because I like to do it. Yeah. I'm like, it's fun. Okay. It has its challenges, but I wouldn't say hard.
I think you said something that really let me know that you were more creative than a performer.
What did I say?
When you was like, you'd rather be in the studio and you're creating. The studio is the creative. Yeah. You know what I mean? You like, I like to be in there and I like to be, you know what I mean? I want to critique it. I want to go here. That's all creativity. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The studio's a vibe.
Yeah, that's all creativity.
It's a vibe. Even if you're not an artist, like if you're just in the element, you just sit there and just catch it. You like, okay. But for me, it's my music is my baby.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm in the studio, I treat it as such. I'm like, okay, I don't like how that sounds. I can do it better. Or let me do it again. Or let me add this. Let me add that. Let me stack these. Let me put the harmonies right here. Let me, you can just play with it and really create, something beautiful. And not to say that you can't create, beautiful things live. It's for the moment. And when you play this track, I want you to run those streams up. So I need you to vibe with it and keep it on replay. You can't really do that live. So it has its perks to both.
Does Dallas have a lot of live venues to perform at for like upcoming singers?
Oh yeah,
really?
I think the live world in general in Dallas is amazing.
Really?
I'm gonna say it is, but I also I know that once you get to meet people, it does become a little small. But I feel like that's anywhere you go.
Yeah.
The more people you meet, the more you're like, hey, you do this, do that. But it's a lane for everything. If you're a recording artist, they got a bunch of studios you can go to. If you want to go see a live show, the one thing people will tell you to go is Freeman. They're gonna say go down to the Freeman Cafe. The Freeman Cafe?
Yeah.
It's in Deep Ellum.
Really?
I want to say it's off Commerce. I'm not 100% sure the street, but it's called the Freeman Cafe, and I used to do open mics at Freeman Cafe all the time when I first moved here.
Really?
Yes. But that's like the go-to. And you never know who you never know who you run into at the Freeman.
Really?
You never know. Celebrities, Erykah Badu will be in there sometime. There'll be a celebrity saxophonist. There'll be like, you just never know who you'll run into.
What days?
Every day of the week?
Really?
Yes, every day of the week something is going on at Freeman. What? Every day. On both stages. They have 2 stages, 2 sides.
See, I love live. I love live kind of like bands.
Yeah. Lava Cantina has live bands.
Yeah.
On like they have live bands. The Freeman has live bands. Sandaga has live bands. There's what's that place? What is that place called? It's down in Deep Ellum too. Tree Links, I think 3 Links, I think it's called. But it's a few. It's a. You can catch you a show.
Really?
Absolutely.
And the singers be good.
They sing down.
Really?
Yes, like it. You almost get lost in it. But that's just for me. I love music like that. Like that's my thing. If you're somebody that's like, you can't really listen to live music that long, or you get bored quick, then it's not for you. But I could listen to it all day. I could just being in the mix. But that's just my thing.
Yeah,
but it's some great singers in Dallas. It's some great singers.
I know it is. I need to find me a venue that I like going to, because I know that's what I miss. They used to do a thing called R&B Live where they had the band, and it was like a whole vibe. And the singers, that's what made me love it, because the singers was like dope.
Try to go to Freeman on a Tuesday.
Freeman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Taylor Morgan actually has tailor-made Tuesdays at the Freeman Cafe, and I think you might enjoy that a lot. And she brings other artists in as well to sing live. So yeah, it's a time.
Yeah, because I used to go. Do you know Dirt Beats?
I do. Well, I don't know him personally, but I'm familiar with him. I was supposed to sing, I think, at one of the events, and something ended up happening. But he works with quite a few people I know. Yeah,
because he used to do this. I forget what he used to call it, but it was like at a little. It was down by Deep Ellum, but it was like a little hall where he used to have R&B, and he would have some rappers in there sometimes. It was just
DTX Unplugged.
Oh yes,
yeah,
Unplugged. Yes,
yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used to go there, but it wasn't like the singers was great, but it was just the seating and how, you know what I mean. It wasn't set up right, but the singing and all the musicians and everything was dope. But it was just the seating for me wasn't really my vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, man.
I'm not sure if they do it anymore, but that was the event that I was telling you about that I was supposed to do, and I'm not happening. But it was DTX Unplugged. They had moved to a venue I know everything is far from me, but
Yeah.
but it was far. It was far. It was north.
Yeah.
And it was really, really nice. And the setup was super dope. They had like screens on the stage. It was very, very nice. I don't know what happened, but hopefully they come back out with it because it's a great spotlight for artists.
Yeah. So this new project that we working on, what is it called?
It's called Complexions of a Cancer.
Okay, Complexions of a Cancer.
Complexions of a Cancer.
And Loveless Lane is gonna be on this project.
Loveless Lane is gonna be on there as well.
Okay. Any other tracks we should be looking for?
That
you just like, yo, when y'all hear this one is a banger.
It's quite a few. I just think that it's not one specific. I think the project itself is just intimate to me. It's very personal. And it takes a lot for me to be vulnerable in my music because I always want to protect myself and then protect, whoever I'm writing about. So I have to, put it into a way that my listeners can vibe with it. But I think this is probably the first project that I'm actually like
opening up.
I'm actually opening up a little bit. Yeah, scary in a sense, but like I said, I'm sensitive about my stuff.
Yeah.
Sensitive about it.
So is this like a heartbreak kind of album, a heartbreak kind of vibe? Is it kind of like I'm through the pain and now this is kind of what I experienced? What's the vibe on the album?
A little bit of that.
Okay.
I got some. Yeah, I don't want to say the whole thing is a heartbreak album, but it's just some lessons that I just kind of vocal about.
Like what kind of lessons? Give the audience what you've learned. What you've learned going through these lessons. Because relationships is all crazy, man. Relationships are crazy, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
They are. Relationships are. But you know what? I don't even want to say crazy. I just think that relationships are they're work. I think that any kind of relationship that you have.
What kind of work? Administrative work or like hard hat work? What kind of work?
It would just depend. I think that any relationship, romantic or platonic, requires time. It requires effort. It requires you.
Yes, but
that's the thing. But I do.
So what did you learn? What did you learn?
Oh man,
share some of this wisdom.
You know what? I just think that this season for me is accepting some very hard truths. Accepting very hard truths that I don't want to say like I've been sheltered, but I don't have a lot of betrayal experiences or a lot of like, my best friend slept with my man, or like I don't really have a lot of those, lessons or those things in my life, and I've been blessed to be like that. And I've only been in love twice in my whole entire life. Yeah, so my love is real deep. And like I said, Complexions of a Cancer. it gets deep. It gets deep.
Yeah.
But so just this one is just a little bit of heartbreak, a lot of heartbreak actually. And then, just kind of finding myself trying to pour back into me what I felt like, I was kind of drained of. And then, a little something to give you something a little bop to.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of that.
Okay. And are you talking about because the title of it, Complexions of a Cancer, right? Mm-hmm. What I see it or envision is this is a part of me. This is a part of me. Mm-hmm. This is a part of me.
That's exactly it.
So we're going to get all of that.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're going to get a little of the love. You're going to get a little bit of that cancer gangster. You're going to get a little bit of the vibe. Like, you're going to get a little piece of me.
Okay. When is it coming out? When should we expect it?
Cancer season.
So soon?
Very soon.
Okay.
Very soon.
When does Cancer season end?
It doesn't end till like July 23rd.
Okay. So we got a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I got a little bit of time.
Okay.
Got a little time.
Okay.
Not too much time, but Cancer season.
And it's done. Everything is done.
I'm finishing up a few things on there, but for the most part, yeah.
Okay. Anybody that you want to shout out there that's on the album with you, or is it just strictly you?
It's just me.
Really?
It's just me. I don't have no features on this album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to hear. Can we hear? I mean, we ain't got to play it on the thing, but I want to hear some.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. When we get off, I want to hear. I want to hear some.
Just a little bit. And I actually just got another. Well, somebody sent me another beat that I'm like, okay, let me put that on there too, because it's just too fire to pass up.
So how many songs is on there far?
So far, there's 7.
Okay.
There's 7 solid. I want to get to 9, and I feel like I can. It's a goal for myself. But ultimately, I do want to end up having 9 tracks, but it's a solid 7.
Okay. All right. Do you want to be signed to anybody right now? Or are you still kind of going, you still want to do the independent route?
You know what? I wouldn't mind distribution. I wouldn't mind distribution. I'm not really pressed to be on a label. I think that is a lot that comes with it, and not to say that I couldn't be that. I just think that you have to have the face, you have to have the look, you have to have, because there's a lot of people who I feel like who are, artists and well in their bag and to me, don't vocally sound the best, but they have the look, they got the dance, they have, all the parts that make, I guess, a superstar. And I'm not saying that I don't have it, but I just know I think I would be okay with a distribution. Just help me push my stuff. Help me get it out there.
Okay. I've been seeing, like, I don't know, it was probably more so during the pandemic, but I've seen a lot of singers doing like covers on like Instagram and stuff.
Absolutely.
I didn't ever see you doing it though.
That's crazy. I still have some up there. If you look now, what I've done is I've kind of cleaned up the front portion of my page. But if you go to like my reels or you like watch my stories, I do them all the time. I actually just did one a few weeks ago with. Do you remember the R&B group Cherish?
Yes.
Yeah, they had a song called Amnesia. Well, they had a few bops, but Amnesia was like it had me and a lot of people in the chokehold back in like 2008 or 9. And I did a cover on that as well.
Okay, I gotta go stalk your Instagram.
Yeah, like where you at? Where you at with it? Because I definitely it be up there. I be trying. Now I probably could be better as far as posting my stuff, but I be putting a little razzle dazzle on there every now and then.
Yeah, because I remember I seen when I said to myself, "Oh yeah, I gotta have her in." I forget where you were when you was singing live, and you was like sitting on like some stool somewhere. And
my infamous stool.
Yeah.
I love a good
I was like,
stool.
oh yeah, I gotta have her on. That's when I was like, okay, yeah. I don't know. That was probably, I don't know how long ago it was, but I remember seeing you. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta have her on.
Now, was I sitting on a stool with a boot on, or was I just sitting? Because I know when I first started singing and performing live, I couldn't even walk. I was on a scooter.
Really?
Yes. When I first started like getting into being more consistent in performing live, I had an accident, a really bad accident at work. I had emergency surgery, and I have a metal plate and 6 screws in my foot.
What?
Yeah, and I was completely non-weight bearing for like 3 months. Could not walk on it at all. Yeah, but at the time, I was in the house going crazy, but I was writing, and I'm just like, all right, man, like I got to do something. And AO and Orlando had this event called Drop the Mic. And Orlando was like, sis, what you doing? Come sing. Like, I know you sing, come out here and come do such, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So I got on my little scooter, got the kick pushing with my little boot on. And they had the stool, so I would sit on the stool and do it there. But then the stool kind of became my thing now. So I do enjoy sitting on the stool and singing. So I'm not sure how far back you've been following me, but the stool is
I don't remember seeing no boot. I don't remember.
Okay, then it was after. So you caught me on the good side.
Yeah,
then. Okay,
I don't remember seeing no boot.
Okay,
but
yeah. But yeah, that's how I started. I had my little boot on. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right. Leave your social, man, so people can follow you. You know what I mean? And tap in and get this Taylor Von vibe.
Yes. If you guys feel it in your spirit, if you feel it in your heart and you want to follow my little journey, I am at OMGZ, OMGEEZY on Instagram, and the real OMGZ on TikTok. And I'm still learning TikTok.
TikTok is dope.
I'm still learning TikTok. I'm not too TikTok savvy. Majority of the things that I do are on Instagram. Like I do reels, I do those things on Instagram, but TikTok is.
I guarantee you do one of your covers on TikTok. That
I did actually. I did one of my mashups on TikTok, and it did really good. Especially for it to be like the first one I did. So TikTok is a great platform.
Yes.
I just need to utilize it, or at least try to.
Yes. Yes.
I'm trying.
Yes. Well, man, Taylor Von, thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Me.
Absolutely. I can't wait to hear the new album.
Yes.
Confessions of a Cancer. Not
Complexions.
Complexions.
Yes.
I'm thinking Usher.
Is that what it gives you? You know what? I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad
Usher.
But complexions of a cancer.
Complexions.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
I can't wait for you to hear it either.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. It's really my baby, and it's a goal. I've been putting this project off for years now, and I think life has a lot of distractions, and things that needed my attention a lot more. So I mean, for me, I didn't have the chance to really chase it like how I would want to, because like I said, other things pull me or require my attention, more pressing matters. So now I'm like, all right, no, Taylor, like it's time, like just do it. All right.
That's what's up. I'm gonna be looking forward to it. I'm gonna be looking. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna be looking forward to it. Trust me, I am. Yo, man, thank y'all for tapping in. This has been the TapN podcast. Holla. Yeah.